we're running into employers all across the board are running into this precious snowflake syndrome, right? Kids are a product of the self-esteem movement. They're 27, 28 years old. It's their first job. They want a new car. They want a raise. They haven't done anything. They don't know why. They're utterly mystified. Tim, let's talk for a minute about some of the causes of this. Some people point to the high minimum wage as being a factor why minority teens and low-income teens are grossly underemployed. Now, progressives will say that the minimum wage is a guarantee that your work is worth something and it actually allows you to live a better life. Can you make the case for why the minimum wage, at least being this high, is so destructive for these classes?
I would. This is kids' work, and that's where you want to pay a few bucks an hour. You want to do it in cash if you can, and all of that has gotten harder to do. It's not just the minimum wage, but everywhere you go, there are tighter work rules around when kids can work, how many hours they can work.
Okay, I don't even know what this guy's about to say. I just wanted to use another video to segue into me making my point. And I suspect he's about to say exactly what I'm about to say, and that is that this ideal of continuing to raise the minimum wage is not a great thing for our society. It's not a great thing for the economy, and it's certainly not a great thing for young workers or for minority workers. Because if you force me as an employer to pay $15 an hour for a fast food job, several things are going to happen. Number one, there's going to be a lot less people employed. The ones that are employed are going to work a lot harder. And the people that traditionally have been able to secure those fast food employment jobs, those first jobs that don't require any experience, they are going to be ousted out by the people that are older, more mature, have some work experience, have some stability, possibly who have a mortgage and a family to take care of, simply because they're going to be a better employer out of necessity. So there's a downside to that. There should be entry-level jobs that don't pay that well, but allow young people in particular to get some work experience. So when you start requiring, and that's what the fast food industry is trying to, or I'm sorry, that's what some of the employees that are working the fast food industry are trying to do right now, is get the minimum wage raised within the fast food industry, particularly for major companies like McDonald's and Burger King and Jack in the Box and places like that. They want to raise it to $14, $15 an hour. And what they're going to realize is that the very same people that are striving to get that wage raised are going to be negatively affected in many cases because they're no longer going to be employed. Okay, you have people that have professional jobs that have gone to school for 4 years who don't even make. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's a fact. Who don't even make $14, $15 an hour, and some of them are unemployed because the jobs are not available in the field they went to school for. And those are the very same people that would love to have those fast food jobs if you raise the salary to that amount, and they are the people that would probably be the first ones to get hired, simply because, like I said, they're bringing more to the table than the younger workers are. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. What I want to talk about is I'm going to point my viewers to in the right direction for some opportunities. And I want you to understand one thing about me. For a number of years, I supervised a program wherein literally hundreds of people came and worked through my work project. It was through a program called General Relief, and that was a program that you could only qualify for if everything else had been exhausted. That means you've exhausted your unemployment benefits. You don't qualify for any of the other programs that are out there. There's nothing left. Then you could get on the General Relief program. And the requirement was that you had to go to a private nonprofit organization that was approved or a government agency to put in some work in order to get your food stamps and the small amount of money that they would give them per month. And consequently, I had hundreds of people who came through my work project that I set up, and I met, talked to, got to know, and I mentored hundreds of them, probably over the years about 1,700. And these are the ones I actually hired, not to mention the ones that I interviewed and did not hire over the years. And that's one of the things that propelled me to do some of the things I did later, some of the books I've written, which are designed to help people, because it was appalling to me that so many people were just were clueless in how to do the simplest things as far as pulling themselves out of a rut. I mean, it was just astounding to me how much mentoring and help many of them needed. But really, what astounded me even more was the fact that so many of them were not willing to take the help that was available to them. And I realized, and I came to realize that for most people, the problem had very little to do with society or anything or anyone else. It had to do with a character defect, if anything, that causes a lot of people from not being willing to just listen and take good advice when it is given to them freely. But fortunately, a lot of people that I did mentor did take good advice, and I was able to help a lot of people. One of the first things I would do with the very young people is tell them that there were very other opportunities available to them that they could avail themselves of other than the general relief program. And on this particular video, that's really what I want to talk about, and that's what I want to show you. And I come from a background myself, and I made another video talking about it, where at the age of 18, when I was new to the state of California, and I did not have family here, and my family, my parents, my mother and father, were on another continent. They were in Europe, actually. And I was pretty much on my own. And there's no pretty much to it. I was on my own, and I was determined to make it on my own. I was determined to do it without their help. So therefore, I did not ask for help, even though I could have. I did not do it. And because I went through that, because I know what it's like to donate blood, plasma, for a lousy $15 a week and survive on that money and that money alone for 3 months, $15 a week, to buy food, to do everything but pay the essentials, rent and things like that. But I could certainly buy food and buy a newspaper every day, put a dime in a payphone and make phone calls looking for a job, and actually even go to a party at USC or UCLA occasionally on the weekend, which usually was about $2, as well as if I went to UCLA, I had to get transportation there and back. And I did all of that on $15 a week, believe it or not. Yes, I did. But the main thing is that I came through that much stronger. You know, what they say is what does not kill you makes you stronger. And I absolutely would not change what I went through for anything, because it contributed to making me a very strong person. It also gave me the insight to be able to say no excuses when I see other people making excuses who haven't even gone through that. Okay, and I know that I didn't go through it for long because of the attitude I have and the mindset I had, and I realized that that is the number one thing that most people need, is the right mindset and the right attitude. And unfortunately, many people will go through their life and they will never get it, and they'll never understand that the biggest problem, the biggest obstacle they ever had was themselves. So what I would do when I would come across young people is ask them if they were aware of some of the other programs out there, and I would steer them in that direction, because I knew that there were other opportunities that were better for them, and they should avail themselves of them. I would point them to some of the programs I could not qualify for because my parents had made too much money, such as the Job Corps program, and that's what I want to show you on this particular video. That's what I want to show you. I was told when I tried to get into the Job Corps program, when I finally found out about the Job Corps program, I was still in the midst of donating blood plasma for money, but yet they told me I could not qualify for the program because I did not meet the requirement. It had to do with the income my parents had, even though I tried to tell them that I was an adult. I was 18. My parents were in another country, and I was totally independent. I was donating blood. It was the only money I had, the only money I was getting. They still would not let me in the Job Corps program. But rather than get angry or bitter about it, I just did what I had to do. And let me qualify that, because I hate when people say I did what I had to do, and I just got through saying it. Because oftentimes that is a catchword for people doing something ignorant or stupid or illegal or something like that. And no one ever has to do those things, by the way. I just don't buy that. I don't accept it. I'm sorry, I do not accept it. It's just an excuse, and I'm really sick of hearing that type of rhetoric. Did what they had to do. If you're talking about doing the right thing at the right time, that's fine, but oftentimes people are not. But when I say did what I had to do, I am talking about doing the right thing in the right way, which is I continued to donate blood plasma until I got on my feet, got a job, started going to school, started getting money for going to school, started getting money for the job, and I ended up starting a business based on the job that I got during that time. And eventually, it wasn't long. I mean, it was less than a year. I had about 6 employees working for me within a short period of time, and I was doing pretty good. But it's because I went through that struggle that I really, really, really got a hold of entrepreneurship, even though I had basically been doing entrepreneurship my whole life. I mean, from the time I was 5, I started a little business. I always had that entrepreneurial mindset. But anyway, this is not about me, it's about you. So whether this is for you or someone else, I want to share this information with you, because this is what I would give to a lot of the younger GR workers. I would tell them about the Job Corps program, which is available in all over the country, all over the United States. And it's an excellent program which allows young people to have an opportunity to not only get some job training, to get some skills, but it oftentimes gives them a way out of a bad situation. Okay, what does it say? Job Corps is a free education and training program that helps young people learn a career, earn a high school diploma or GED, and find and keep a good job. For eligible young people at least 16 years of age that qualify as low income. See, I didn't qualify, even though I was very low income. My income was probably lower than most people's because it was $15 a week. But they were counting my parents' income. And I didn't want them to do that because I was an adult and I didn't agree with that. But whatever, that's what happened. That would qualify as low income. Job Corps provides the all-around skills needed to succeed in a career and in life. Okay, and let's look at this part where it says locations. So if a person, and that's why I hate to see these people walking around these bad neighborhoods talking about how rough it is and how bad it is and things like that, and they fall right in the category of people that would qualify. You're low income, you're the right age, you're between the age of 15 and 25, 18 and 25, whatever it is, and you certainly would qualify, and it would give you a way out of a bad situation because they have Job Corps offices all over the country, okay? And if you really need to get away from a bad situation and get out of your town, get out of your neighborhood, get out of your city, Job Corps is a good way to do it. They will give you room and board, a place to stay, as well as you can potentially learn a job skill, and if you're serious, you can actually do something with it, okay? So I don't know why my computer's doing what it's doing, but there's also a program. Now, this is in the state of California, okay? And these types of programs are available all over the nation. I'm not going to do all your work for you. I'm just using this for illustration purposes. This is the Los Angeles Conservation Corps. That is a city program, okay? Now, there are tons of cities. There are tons of counties, tons of states. Well, there's only 52 states basically, but there's a lot of them, and most of them have these types of programs. You just have to do a little bit of research. You've got a computer in front of you right now, use it. Okay, this is the LA Conservation Corps, and I dated a girl once who got involved in both the LA Conservation Corps and the program I'm going to show you next, which is the California Conservation Corps. Okay. And she got involved with both of these programs. And actually, it was the California Conservation Corps that ended up giving her a scholarship so that she could do what she ultimately wanted to do. She had already had some college, and she wanted to be a doctor. And to this day, I believe that she is. Last time I saw her, she was still in school, but she was working on her medical degree. And I'm just going to assume, because it's been many years, I'm going to assume that today she is a doctor. But I remember when I first met her, and basically I was the one who told her about this program. I was the one who told her about the California Conservation Corps. I was the one who mentored her. And, she ended up being my girlfriend. I was a bit older than her. She was, I think she was, how old was she? She was 23. I think I was probably, I don't know, I might have been 30. I don't remember how old I was. But anyway, I helped her get into that program. She ended up getting a scholarship, and it really worked out good for her in a lot of ways. It really did.